show, which is kind of like a review. We alternate, monologues and the songs tell a story too. And it's a kind of a show with a lot of attitude. When we were in New York, it was in New York for a while, and the New York Times called it a redneck feminist literary review. So we had a lot of fun. So here's a little a monologue by a girl named Chanel. And I want you to imagine that we're in the Caribbean on a yacht, and a girl named Chanel is talking to us. Chanel is not her original name, of course. Her name was May Ruth back in eastern Kentucky. But that's another story. So this is Chanel talking. Mama always said, talk real sweet, and you can have whatever you want. This is true, though it does not hurt to have a nice bust either. Since I was blessed early on in both the voice and bosom departments, I got the hell out of eastern Kentucky at the first opportunity and never looked back. That's how Mama raised us. Not to get stuck like she did. Mama grew up hard and married young and worked her fingers to the bone and wanted us to have a better life. Be nice, she always said. Please people and marry rich. After several tries, I'm finally on the verge of this. But it has been a lot of work, believe me. I'm a very high-maintenance woman. It is not easy to look the way I do. Some surgery has been involved. But I tell you what, with the miracles of modern medicine right at our fingertips, I don't know why more women don't go for it. Just go for it, honey. This is my motto. And I feel like Larry is finally making a real commitment by bringing me along on this yacht this weekend. And I have cleared the decks for action. Larry's already left his marriage, psychologically. So the rest is just a matter of time. Well, baby, what do you think? Paradise, huh? This is my fiance and employer, Larry Markham, who certainly deserves a little trip to paradise if anybody does. I've never known anybody to work so hard. Larry started off as a paving contractor and still thinks you can never have too much concrete. This is also true of gold, in my opinion, as well as shoes. Honey, this is fabulous, I tell Larry, and it is. Turquoise blue water, so clear you can see right down to the bottom where weird fish are swimming all around, big old birds, strange, jagged, picturesque mountains popping up behind the beaches on several of these islands we're passing. What's the name of these islands again? I ask, and Larry tells me, the Grenadines. There's a drink called that, I say. And Larry says, is there, baby? And kisses me. He's such a hard worker that he has missed out on everything cultural. Kissing Larry is not really great, but okay. Honey, you need some sunscreen, I tell him when he's through. He has got that kind of red-headed complexion that will burn like mad in spite of that stupid hat. You need to put it everywhere, all over you, on your feet. Now, here, put your foot up on the chair, I tell him, and he does. And I rub sunscreen all over his fat white feet, one after the other, and his ankles and his calves, right up to those baggy plaid shorts. This is something I will not do after we are married.
Is that coming through?
Yeah.
All right. All I want is everything on a silver platter and a champagne glass. All I want is everything, and baby, that shouldn't be too much to ask. All I want is everything. All I want is everything. All I want is a Cadillac, the kind that Elvis drove down Bill. He'll be riding in the back with you and me, baby, behind that wheel. All I want is everything. All I want is everything. It's a big old world. It's a big old world. It's a big old world for a greedy girl. It's a big old world for a greedy girl. All I want is all your loving, to feel the earth move when we kiss. I don't need me a big old diamond, but baby, I will take it if you insist. All I want, bring it baby, is everything. Is that too much to ask? All I want is everything. All I want is everything. All I want is everything. Yeah.
Lena Pearson Carter wishes she was dead. Ralph is. It's been almost a year since Ralph died, her niece Hannah says, but it seems like yesterday or 3 weeks, what with all that hullabaloo going on, making her house like a regular hellhole. And who would have thought Ralph would throw such a wild party there on the night everybody said he was dead? Next thing she knew, Hannah had her name stamped in all her underwear and had her here at this school. Old people, God, old and ugly, looking like fools, walk by her door near about all day, and some stop and stand there sipping on some old Pepsi Cola or shit, who knows, like she might ask them to come in and she doesn't. Hell no, ain't about to ask some old drooling fool into her house. She's already got one that stays there with her, a woman with the filthiest hair Lena's ever seen, could fry an egg on a hot day, and that woman just walks back and forth. She walks back and forth till it makes Lena dizzy. Wear out the damn rug, Lena told her, and the fool said, I will, sister, I will. God willing, and I will. Psh, God don't have a thing to do with it. God ain't at this school, and who can blame him? The food makes you sick. They don't put 1 grain of salt on 1 grain of nothing. I'd love to have me some of them butter cookies, her roommate says 10,000 times a day. I'd love some, yes, sister, I would, God willing, and I would. Tell God about it then, Lena said one day. And that woman stopped her pacing and just grinned at her, nodded and grinned. I do, sister, I do. She went right back to pacing, and Lena told her she didn't have but one sister still on this earth, and that her sister, Emily Pearson Roberts, lived at home where she ought to be, and not in this school where men pee on the floor if they take a notion and nobody cares. There's pee on the floor, she told that fat woman in the white suit, and he did it. She pointed to that old man that chews tobacco all day long without a tooth in his head. Now, let's not be ugly, Mrs. Carter, that woman said. God, ugly, ugly and old, all of them as old as dirt, and who in the hell wants to talk to them? Or to be here at this hotel school where nothing's going on except some people that come on Sundays to sing and play bingo games where you don't get a damn thing but maybe a comb or a sucker, like you might be retarded. Let's play for money, she said one day, or cigarettes. And that nurse teacher said, now, Mrs. Carter. Lena said, stop with that, Mrs. Carter. Shit, because Mr. Carter's dead and the food makes her sick as a dog, sick as hell, and people pee on the floor for a person like herself who can still walk to slip and break a neck. She hasn't learned one damn thing, not one, and that's fine. Don't need such a school. Live and learn and die and forget it all. Ralph used to say that. Ralph said that, and he said, walk softly and carry a big stick. He said, do unto others before they do it to you. Damn right. She's worn this same outfit 5 days in a row, and she don't care if she wears it for the 6th. They say, let's slip off your clothes and take a little bath. Little bath. She ain't taking off her clothes for people who are all crazy as hell. Can't even get room service in this hotel. Got to go to the school cafeteria and walk down a line if you're able, and then sit there with people that can't even get a bite to their lips without dropping it. God, it makes her sick. You close your mouth so I can't see, she told one woman. And that woman smiled at her, smiled there with food, and no telling what kind of food it was. Who the hell knows, hanging there around her mouth. And there's a woman that sits in a high chair the whole day long with the baby doll hugged up to her bosom and screaming for somebody to get Billy, get Billy. Lena stopped by that woman's chair one day and said, you hush your mouth. And that woman said, get Billy. And she said, I don't know Billy. You get Billy on the phone and shut up. That woman kept right on. So Lena went up to that nurse teacher and she said, you better go get that damn Billy and let it stop. Billy's dead, the nurse teacher said. We'll move her further down the hall. Well, why don't you tell her he's dead so she'll just shut up? Ralph's dead, they say, and you don't catch me sitting there saying, where's Ralph? Where's Ralph? Would you like a Pepsi Cola? That woman, teacher, mule-headed tart, asked. They think a Pepsi Cola is next to God. No, I don't want some damn Pepsi Cola. She pounded her fist on that counter and stuck out her tongue. Get Billy, that woman said when she passed, and she stopped and took that woman's doll right out of her arms. It was the ugliest doll baby she'd ever seen, dirty and ugly. She never in her life kept a baby doll looking so ugly and dirty. That woman stretched her arms to get the doll back, grunting and carrying on like she might be 4 or 5. Lena looked to see if that doll was wearing underwear. That is her doll, nurse teacher said, and took it. Do you want one of your own? God, what would I do with one? I never even had babies, real babies, because I didn't see any use to them. Cry, cry, cry. She pointed to the woman who was clutching that doll baby and rocking back and forth. Well, we don't take other people's things, fat tart said. Get Billy, get Billy. Billy is dead. Dead, dead. Billy is in the school for the dead, where we all ought to be, instead of this here school holiday inn. That woman stopped rocking and looked at her, tears in them old eyes that looked like if they could see anything, they shouldn't be able to. Dead, I say, Billy's dead. She leaned closer to that woman and put her own cheek on the other side of that doll's head. I wish I was dead, she whispered, and that woman didn't say a word, just stared off past that baby's head. Get Billy, the woman screams right now, but Lena's used to it. Get Billy, and God willing, get some butter cookies. Sister, yeah, get some butter cookies and get Billy and wear that damn rug out.
It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter what damage was done. We're all on a journey our goal is the same. We're gonna be happy like children again. So be your own parent and treat yourself good. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. That's right. I used to think freedom meant running away, and love was a feeling that never would stay. I searched this world over, but I never found a big enough shoulder to muffle the sound. So cry if you need to, it might do you good. It's never too late to have that happy childhood. That's right. Some never make it, and some never try, and some try to fake it, some barely get by. Survival is easy, it's that living that's hard, and it takes lots of courage just to be who you are. So do what you love, not what they say you should. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. That's right. I hear an amen, y'all. I sang this song with memorial service for my mama back in October and at the First Presbyterian Church. We thought them out, y'all. The Frozen Chosen, yeah. And I forgot the words. And this woman that had really raised us growing up was on the front row, Lula Mae Moore, and talk about thawing out the Frozen Chosen. She yelled out, "You can do it, Marshall!" Never too late, yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you.